Hello students, a very good morning to you all. Today we are going to start with chapter number 10, our industries. In the previous week we had studied about chapter number 9, agriculture and minerals, wherein you studied types of crops, cropping seasons, okay, food crops, cash crops, okay, and in which states they are grown. We also studied about the tree plantations, okay, tea, coffee and spices. Now coming to the chapter, that is chapter number 10, are industries. Now we are on page number 65 of your textbook. Have you ever wondered where the clothes that you wear, the bus in which you go to school, and the sugar that you add to the milk come from? In previous chapter, those who remember, we had studied that agriculture provides food for the people and raw material for industries. I repeat, in the previous chapter, we had studied agriculture provides food for people and raw materials for industries. Raw materials means the things that are required to make any product, okay? Now, the clothes that we wear, okay, they are made out of cotton. And where does cotton come from? The farmers grow cotton. Now, in which the bus in which you go to school is made out of minerals, okay? In that previous chapter, the mineral part was deducted. Iron, copper, steel and all that we use in our day-to-day life. And the sugar, we don't drink milk, okay? If we drink milk without sugar, we feel, oh, something is missing. To add sweetness to our life, and in milk, the sugar that is added, where does it come from? It comes from sugar cane, okay? From sugar cane. What other thing is produced is jaggery, even jaggery that we use into our daily life, okay? These are made in a factory using natural resources. Natural resources, okay? Not man-made, created by God, okay? We had studied about the 6 natural resources. We also studied about the 6 physical divisions. Everything is connected, okay? So do a thorough reading so that you can find the connectivity of the things. Now, when natural resources are transformed into more useful products, I repeat, when natural resources are transformed into more useful products with the help of human labor or machines. Now, that cotton which we were talking about, okay, the cotton in a raw form when it is grown and brought from the fields, okay, now that is transformed into a useful product. Into a useful product means cloth that is used, okay, to make garments with the help of human labor or machines. Many a times big industries are there in which the raw material required and fine goods are produced. The process is called manufacturing or industry. This process of transforming, okay, when natural resources are transformed into more useful products with the help of human labor or machines. Many a times human labor is also involved in the process, so or machines. This process is called manufacturing or industry. So in this chapter we will study about industries in India. I repeat, in this chapter we will study about industries in India. India, the very own country in which we live. Okay, now Factors needed for industries. I repeat, factors needed for industries. There are certain things needed to set up an industry, such as raw materials, machines, power. Here, power indicates the electricity current, labor, finance, and transport. Many of your parents might be having industries. Industries means factories where goods are manufactured. Okay, now to manufacture goods, your father must be bringing some raw material. That raw material which is used, and then machines might be there. There might also be laborers, people working. Okay, now all this comes from where? The finance is required. To set up a very big unit, sometimes people need to take loan from the bank. Okay, that is called enough funds, and we need to borrow. That is called finance. And transport, which is a very very important factor. Once the goods are manufactured in our factory, those goods are not going to lie over there. They have to be sent to places for sale or for use through transport. Okay, thing which is manufactured in Rajkot, I repeat, thing which is manufactured in Rajkot, it is not only sold in Rajkot, it goes out of Rajkot, it goes out of Gujarat. Okay, and at times certain things which are produced are sold at a international level also. Okay, not only in India, but at times it is sold out of India also. So that is where transport is involved. Okay, that is where transport gets involved. Now, the basic commodities, I repeat, the basic commodities used in the process of manufacturing products are called raw materials. Basic commodity means without that manufacturing is not possible. Without that manufacturing is not possible. So that is considered as the basic commodities used, okay, in the process of manufacturing. Now, for example, iron ore is the raw material for the iron. Okay, now, and steel industry, iron and steel industry, without iron cannot be set up. So that is the raw material and the basic requirement. Now, sugarcane is the raw material for sugar industry. Without sugarcane, the sugar industry cannot come into existence. It needs raw material, that is sugarcane. Okay, we learnt in the previous chapter. Our India is the largest producer of sugarcane in, okay, our India is the largest, those who remember, those who pay attention. Okay, sugarcane is the India is one of the largest producers of sugarcane in the world. Okay, now this sugarcane is used not only for making sugar, but also used for making jaggery. Okay, jaggery, as I told you, it is also used into our day-to-day life. Okay, that we use. So that is the raw material I required. So sugarcane is the raw material for the sugar industry. We require machines to turn these raw materials. First that we required was raw materials. Without raw materials, industry cannot come into existence. The second important factor that is needed for industries is machines. I repeat, machines. We require machines to turn these raw materials into finished or final goods. For example, cotton balls, that is the raw material, are processed. The cotton that is grown in the fields, that is processed and made into cotton cloth with the help of machines. Okay, that cotton is processed. Okay, and the final product that we get is the cotton cloth that is used for making clothes. Okay, so this is where machines are involved. First important was the raw material. Second factor is machines that are needed for industries. Now we'll talk about power. As I told you, power means not the power that we carry in our head. Okay, here power pertains to the electricity. We need power to run machines. Okay, power here pertains to electricity. Power can be produced in different ways. Power can be produced in different ways. Means nowadays many of the houses, they have put the on the terrace, wherein it produces electricity. Okay, solar panel is kept on the terrace that is used for producing electricity, and that electricity is used in our house. Okay, that which is produced at our own terrace, that is using solar energy. Many of you must have seen solar panels on the terrace. Okay, so here we talk about the power, that is electricity to run machines. Power can be produced in different ways. Thermal power is produced from coal. I repeat, thermal power is produced from coal, gas, or oil. Okay, these all things are used to produce thermal power. Now, nuclear or atomic power is produced in nuclear power plants. Hydroelectric power is produced from water. Do you remember about hydroelectricity? When water is fallen from a great height, electricity is produced. This electricity is called hydroelectricity. Why? It is connected with water. Okay, this is the thing that you have learnt before. So I hope you remember. Okay, I hope you remember. So, first thing that we learnt was the raw materials required. Second factor is machines that are needed for industries. Third important thing was the power, electricity. Okay, and that electricity can be produced in different ways: thermal power, nuclear power, and hydroelectric power. Thermal power, how it is produced? It is produced from coal, gas, or iron. Nuclear power is produced from nuclear power plants. And third is the hydroelectric power. It is produced from water. Now we are going to look the pictures. This is given on your page 65 of your textbook. If you see in this picture, raw cotton is produced into cotton cloth in factories. Now, if you look carefully, this raw cotton that is being that is being processed means, if you can see, the raw material put into the machines, and then processing is going on, and what is made is the cloth, okay, in the factories. Next is the cotton bolls, are the raw materials from which cotton yarn is made. This raw material is used, okay, in the factories to produce cotton. Okay, did you see? Many of you must be having farms now. In that cotton fields you must have seen in reality also. Okay, many of you must have seen. Okay, now coming to the next. Industries need people. I repeat, industries need people who can think, plan, design, and finally make a product. Okay, it is a very important factor to be kept in mind. Without people, for running machine also people are required. So this is very, very important. Industries need people. Okay, industries don't get set up on their own. It is all the effort of the people. Now how? They think, then plan. Okay, suppose the thought comes to my mind to set up an industry. So that thought is to be first planned, how it is going to be work out, then I have to design and finally make the product. Okay, all the machineries and that what are required, everything is to be kept in mind. Therefore, various forms of labor, various forms of labor means I alone cannot set up an industry, I need people. Okay, now what kind of labor? Engineers, scientists, managers, and workers. There are different categories of people required, okay, in the industries. The owner himself will not sit and do all the work. There are people who have to go and buy the raw materials. There are people who have to arrange things. Okay, so there are workers also required to run the industry. So first thing that we studied was raw materials. First thing that we studied was raw materials. Second thing that we studied was the machines. Okay, these machines, they process the raw material to make the finished product. Third thing that is important or needed for industries is the power. Power is the electricity. Next important was the people. Okay, they need labor, that is people are required to run the industry. Now comes the most important factor is money. Finance, okay, is the most important resource for setting up an industry. I repeat, money is the most important resource for setting up an industry. Without money, no step forward. I repeat, without money, no step forward. You think and things cannot be done, okay? You need to work for that. For work for that, money is required. Okay, for every step, money is required. It is necessary to buy the land to set up a factory. Okay, suppose I want to set up a factory. First of all, I need land to buy. Land, I need money. To buy raw materials, I need money. To buy machines, I need money. To pay to the workers, I need money. So you saw, at every step, money is required, or that is finance. Okay, now the last factor, that is, now about money, if I can tell you, money is required. If people don't have enough money, they can borrow from the bank. Okay, loan, they can take loan from the bank. If at times we don't have funds, we can procure funds from the bank. Okay, bank gives loan, they do charge interest on it, that is the additional amount that we have to pay to the bank. Okay, here uh, whenever we need money, we can procure money from the banks. There are national banks, there are private banks. Okay, there are many banks, you must have heard the names, or maybe you have visited bank also. We have our own account, we can deposit money, we can withdraw money. Okay, now coming to the last factor. The last factor is transport. I repeat, the last factor is transport, which is required to bring raw materials to the factory. Okay, raw materials to the factory from where? From the field where cotton is grown. If I want to produce cotton, that cotton which is grown in the fields has to be brought to the factory. For that, transport is required. And once the process is over, or when the goods are produced, these produced goods are to be sent to different parts of the country to send finished products. To send finished products, I need transport. So transport is equally important. Just to make the product and keep lying over there makes no sense. Okay, that finished goods have to be sent to different parts of the country. Okay, so here we studied about the factors needed for industries. I repeat, we studied about factors needed for industries. The basic commodities that are used, that are raw materials. Then next is the machines, because raw materials just lying over there make not be fruitful. We have to use machines. To run machines we need power. Power is electricity. Then we need people who can think, plan, work, design. Next is the money required. Money is the finance. That is the most important resource. Most important resource for setting up an industry. And the last factor is transport. Okay, transport is not only needed to send finished goods to different parts, but even to bring the raw material to the factory we need transport. Okay, here in the picture you can see a thermal power plant in Gujarat. A thermal power plant. Okay, power plant means here electricity is produced, thermal power is produced. Okay, so you have to read page number 65 and page 66. In the next video we shall cover about different categories of industry. I repeat, in the next video we shall be talking about different categories of industries. Okay, please read carefully, not once, not twice, maybe thrice. I keep saying this all the time, but it is in your benefit to read carefully, try to understand things. Okay, and for understanding better, you have to concentrate on reading part. Doubts, if any, can be asked during online class. Okay, I'll clear your all doubts. The hard words of chapter 8 have been sent to you. Please make sure that you write down in your classwork notebook. Now, if you have finished with the new words and question answer, it is okay. You can write hard words in the end. Okay. Usually, we write hard words, then we write new words, and then lastly, we write the question answer part. But maybe if you have missed out to write hard words of chapter 8, please write them at the earliest. Complete your classwork. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you, children. Keep learning.